Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to calculate the area of various 2D shapes. Before we start, there are some things you need to know. Area is the amount of space covered by a flat 2D shape. We measure it by calculating the number of square units inside that shape. The units we use are length units with a power of 2. For example, centimetre squared, millimetre squared, metre squared, and so on. If we assume all measurements here are in centimetres, when I calculate the area of a rectangle, I need to know how many centimetre squares there are within this rectangle. I know that there are 8 along the base, another 8 making it 16, another 8 making it 24. There are 24 squares within this rectangle, so the area is 24 centimetres squared. In this rectangle, along the base, there are 7 squares, then another 7 making it 14, then another 7 making it 21, and another 7 making it 28 squares, which means it's 28 centimetres squared. If I want to calculate the area without counting squares, I can just look at how many there are along the base and how many there are along the height. Then I can multiply. I can do the same for this second example, calculate how many there are along the base and how many there are along the height. So the formula for area of a rectangle is base times height. When working out the area of a rectangle using the formula, always write out the formula. A equals B times H, substitute, so 6 times 2, which gives us 12 centimetres squared. Don't forget the units. In this example, the base is 5 and the height is 4. Again, write out the formula. Area equals base times height. Substitute, so 5 times 4, and you get 20 millimetres squared. Area of a parallelogram. A parallelogram, like a rectangle, has opposite equal lengths and the opposite lengths are parallel. If I look at the top left corner, so this one over here, I'm going to draw down a perpendicular line to the base. That creates a triangle. Notice that height there is perpendicular to the base. I'm now going to cut out that triangle and move it to the right. Now I have a rectangle covering the same space as the parallelogram. So actually, my area for a parallelogram, any parallelogram, is base times the perpendicular height. When working out the area, I can use the formula B times PH. So in this example, again, always write out the formula. Area equals B times PH, or base times perpendicular height. My base is 9 and my perpendicular height is 4. That gets me 36 centimetres squared. In this example, again, write out the formula. Area equals base times perpendicular height. The base is 4 and the height is 12. So the answer is 48 metres squared. If they give you the lengths of the slanted sides, do not use them. To work out the area of a triangle, I'm going to double this triangle and put it together to make a parallelogram. Remember, we know how to work out the area of a parallelogram. We have the base, we just need the perpendicular height. So it's just base times height. But we don't want the area of 2 of those triangles, we just want the area of 1. So we will do base times height divided by 2. Using the formula, we can work out the area of this triangle. Write out the formula B times H over 2. Then substitute, so 10 times 6 divided by 2, which gives us 30 centimetres squared. In this example, Again, write out the formula, base times height divided by 2. The base is 8 and the height is 7. So 8 times 7 divided by 2 gives us 28 millimeters squared. Just like in parallelograms, if you're given any of the other lengths, do not use them. You only need the base and the perpendicular height. Area of a trapezium. A trapezium is a four-sided shape with only one pair of parallel lines. Label the parallel lines A and B. It doesn't matter which way round. Make sure you have the perpendicular height between the parallel lines. Then double that trapezium. Put it together to make a parallelogram. We know how to work out the area of a parallelogram. It is the base times the perpendicular height. Remember though, we don't want two of them, we just want one. So our formula is the total base times the height divided by 2. Remember, the total base is actually the two parallel lines added together. For area of a trapezium, the A and B are the parallel lengths, the H is the height between them. So, when working out the area of this trapezium, write out the formula, identify your parallel lengths and the height between them, which gives us 3 plus 9 times by 4 divided by 2, which is 24 centimeters squared. In this example, again, identify your parallel lengths and the height between them. Write out the formula, remembering A and B are the two parallel lengths. So 10 plus 6 times 5, which is the height between the parallel lengths, divided by 2. That gives us 40 meters squared. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day.